Tracy, Josh, everybody, we are past 10 o'clock.
It's a lot of,
Banging at the small business
I would like
again,
to
what they're
call
doing.
this meeting to order.
to your written, but, yeah.
All right, we are past 10 o'clock, so we will go ahead and commence with our November council meeting. If you would join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, to open us in a word of prayer, I've asked Pastor Daniel Stevens to join us this morning. He is the pastor of Burlington Faith Church of Christ. So, Daniel.
All right, guys, please pray with me. Father, we just come to you today and acknowledge that you do govern in the affairs of men and that you are sovereign over all things, God. And I pray that you would help us today, that you would be with the council members and help them to govern well and justly and, God, according to your will. Now, we thank you for every good thing that you have provided for us, and I just pray that you would lead us and guide us in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. For the record, I do want to mention we have 6 of 7 council members present. I did hear from Doc Stauffer. He is on his way, but is not here at the start of this meeting. So, okay, you do have a consent agenda in front of you. Are there any items that we have questions about or want to pull from and talk about individually prior to voting on the consent agenda?
I did have a question. Why does mine not have the commissioner's transfer?
It's on the back.
No. So, when did we find out that there was a material change to the cost of the county insurance?
November 9th.
So we weren't advised by our agent up to.
Till November 9th,
Till
he was
November.
searching, he was trying to get policies. And I know he was because some of them called me and I answered a lot of questions.
Got it.
Okay.
And we also asked the highway to chip in on that, so there's one in the highways, because the automobile liabilities went up. And the other thing I'd like to say on that too is that that line is also used for,
I think we paid deductibles out of that,
deductibles
right?
out of there too, so that kind of went down this year too, because we had some accidents and we had to pay some. So anyway, but they're chipping in another 50,000 on their part.
How much more was it this year? We're talking about it.
Well, there's $110,000
Yeah.
of additional, transfer requests.
That they
But
go up.
it was higher than that, wasn't it? Their insurance raise?
They I was gonna say about 150,
Yeah,
more, but
had a lot of claims.
when I was down at conference, everybody was talking about their insurance and how much more was going up, so. Our insurance that we have today finally came back at the last hour. That was another reason, and re-quoted.
What's the total that we pay? I mean, it seems like,
I
if we
didn't
pay
find out yet.
$500,000, that's, 22% of increase. That seems astronomical.
That includes workman's comp too. I mean, the whole amount that we paid. So I would have to, I think, I hate to quote and it be wrong.
Okay,
I'll email that to you. How about that?
that'll suffice.
Yeah, I remember having a conversation about this
In
at
budget.
budget time. Because we paid some claims out this year and knew that there was gonna be
Well,
an increase.
And there also is going to be some safety regulations put in place starting in January
Okay.
for different departments.
Like training, that type of safety training.
Could be.
Okay.
I don't actually know, but I just know that we agreed to do that. So,
As a potential cost savings.
yeah, to bring it down.
Any other transfers or discussions you want to have on these items in front of you? Did everybody get a chance to look at the meeting minutes?
Yeah.
Any concerns there?
Move to approve meeting minutes from October 19th.
Hold on.
consent
Yeah.
agenda.
Just the,
Consent
Yeah.
Do
agenda,
the consent agenda.
all of it? Or no?
Yeah, all of it.
I mean, we
Move
did
it.
it separate the last meeting, so I.
can do it all.
But we could do it both.
Do it all.
Second.
all right, we've got a motion by Paul Ryder, seconded by Josh Plew to approve the consent agenda as presented. All those in favor, are there any other questions or concerns? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries 6-0. All right, so moving on to the regular meeting agenda. We'll start with the review of financial reports. So I'll just bring you up to date on where we're at in terms of cash balances in county general, riverboat, and rainy day. These would be with appropriation. County general is at $7.4 million. Riverboat is at $422,000, and rainy day unchanged at $4.3 million. So looking at the departments that we have to review each month, through October 31st, we should be at about 83% budget utilization for the year. Assuming that you've looked at your departments, that's kind of a guide there. But for mine, the coroner is at 56.6%, EMA at 79% year-to-date, local road and street at 95%, motor vehicle highway at 61%, and Carroll Manor at 65% utilized year-to-date. No concerns or issues to draw attention to with those departments. So Scott, I would hand it over to you.
Thank you. I don't have any concerns with my department. They're all in the high 70s, low 80s. Like you said, we should be about 83%. I don't see anything significant coming down the pike for the next month and a half. I think we should finish out the year in good shape.
Same for mine.
All right. Taylor?
Superior Court at 79% year-to-date, Circuit Court at 75, the Joint Court's at 83, County Parks at 77, and 4-H Extension at 79, and no concerns.
Great, thank you.
No concerns with my department either.
Commissioners are currently at 72.5. This should materially change with a, large expenditure here for them, but I think should still be under, or close to the budget utilization that we're looking for. I don't think there's gonna be any need for overage. I haven't spoken to Doug this month, but EMS stands at 80%, so we should be able to get through the end of the year. Prosecutor 76.35, and I will have to get with Beth and Mike and stuff here today. In terms of the trial, we have a number of things that we have to kind of rehash in that, and I think we're probably set to have a meeting sometime before the end of the year to strategize about everything on that for 2024.
Okay. Any other comments or questions specific to financial reports?
I will make a comment, even though it's not my department. I was speaking with Bob Guy concerning the 4D. That office is doing exceptionally well with their collection. I mean, for, you know, Carroll County being the size.
4D.
Bob made the comment, yeah, 4D. Bob made the comment that we have a higher collection rate than even White County. With, you know, fewer employees. So I just want to give a shout out to what he relayed to me with that information.
Great.
I don't remember either, that's terrible.
Okay, moving on to the auditor's report.
No, I can't, yeah, I know.
I'm pretty old at that.
I did email out the October reports. I did 2 different sections. So one was done on the 8th, one was done on the 14th, or a couple. Do you have any questions on those?
I did not.
The next thing is the part-time job description for the courthouse security. This was approved by the commissioners on November 6th, so now it's passed on to you. It was on the agenda last month, but it was for the full-time, and this is for the part-time.
I move to approve the job description as presented.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion by Josh Plew, seconded by Paul Ryder to approve the part-time courthouse security officer job description. Were there any questions or comments about this?
Mike's not here and the sheriff's not here, but have you heard anything about, or have they spoken to you about implementation of this? No? Okay.
What department is this falling under?
Sheriff.
Did we already set the rate for the part-time?
We set it in the budget, but we haven't done it in salary ordinance.
Yeah, I don't think it's in the salary ordinance, but
So will we need to set a rate then today when we talk about the salary ordinance?
Probably.
probably. I mean, we can just,
Is it in there?
I just figured it wasn't.
It's not, I don't
It's a
think
new
it's,
department.
Yeah,
yeah, I don't think it's on here because it wasn't approved yet,
right.
so I haven't put it on there.
okay,
So when we
the-
talk about the salary ordinance, we just need to set.
wait, it is its own department?
I thought that's how we wanted it set up.
I thought it was
He
the
wants it
sheriff.
different, he doesn't.
Should be
have
under the
his-
sheriff.
It's not under sheriff or jail, but it's under his command.
Okay.
That's the.
But we discussed that kind of at length because we wanted to know where those expenses were actually going.
Okay, so we wanted to break it out on its own, yeah.
So when it grows, we have an idea of what it is, what courthouse security is versus what the sheriff's department is.
So did we have a specific section in our budget workbooks for it?
No.
Then how did we
I
set it?
think we did.
We kind of did,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think
What did we talk about?
We did, okay,
It's under the tab under the sheriff's section.
okay.
I'm sorry, I thought you meant did we set the rate?
Did we?
Did we discuss it though?
Yeah, we just,
Yeah,
we
we
set
discussed it.
we set the line. We didn't set the rate. But
Yep, I see it, okay.
Was there anything on it?
Yeah, the line we funded at $50,000, according to my notes here.
Right, but we did not, I mean, I think you believed it was gonna be 25 hours per, and you had two.
It was
and
two part-time.
You didn't have a rate.
Yeah, I don't have that written down. I just have the total funded line.
So that's for both people then?
Two
Yes.
part-time security, $20 an hour, under 25 hours each, is what I wrote.
Okay. Okay, so we do have a motion on the floor, made by Josh, seconded by Paul, to approve this job description. Any other questions or comments? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign? All right, it is approved.
Before we get to the salary ordinance, I would like to, I've got a couple things that I did not put on there. On Monday, the commissioners approved what they would like to have for their edit request. So I'd like to pass these out to you, because then it goes on to you. And oh, I have one.
Thank you.
And I'll just put this up here so that other people can see what they did agree to. And the new money is $546,001 coming in for next year. We get this monthly. And that's what they decided. I do know that there's a couple here that, if I have to advertise this, so you can't decide today, but they would like to have that, if you could, meet earlier than the 21st of December, because they need to know for contracts and things to get in place, especially the chamber. You know, she can't continue, I mean, you can talk about.
Oh, I would be fine. I think the EDC probably relies more.
Yeah, but that one.
But no, thank
So
you.
if those are the only two, I don't think it's that big a deal.
Okay. I thought it was at the last meeting that we had, so I just know that there are certain things that need to be in place for them before the end of the year, so.
It would be nice.
So, Josh, you don't think that we would need to meet separate of our 21st meeting?
I don't think so.
Okay, what about meeting, setting an end of the year meeting to tie up any?
We generally do. What are your thoughts, Ben?
Mhm.
Should we just go ahead and advertise one,
Oh, what are we talking about now?
an end of year meeting?
Yes,
Close out.
we will have to have a year-end meeting, but so this is just gonna go on the 21st.
I think.
Okay,
Ah,
that's all we're gonna do.
So Julia says she doesn't have a problem with that. What other office did you say?
I thought it was Julia that wanted it done,
Okay.
because that's what we talked about, but,
Right.
she's, you know,
I
she's
mean,
okay with it, that's fine, I
We
mean,
do, we
that's.
run into this every year, and then we don't meet, and we don't discuss it, and then after we approve it, and we get slammed with all these calls, and why'd you do this? So I think we should discuss them and let it be
I know
on
like
record
senior-
why we did what we
Senior Family
did.
Services, they have to plan their budget, and this is a big chunk of their budget, and, but those are the only two that I know of. EDC is something that you have to do, so, and there's a contract already that can be signed at the commissioners meeting, but then they have to, commissioners have to wait for you to do it to get everything done, so.
Well, could we approve like the EDC today or?
No, because none of it's been advertised.
Okay.
And none of the funding goes out, I know they have to prepare their budgets and that, but none of the funding is received till after
January.
January anyway,
So when would we need to meet
I don't,
to be beneficial?
just at our regular meeting.
yeah, I don't think we need to meet outside of our normal meeting.
Okay.
And I can explain real quick if you don't mind. So what we do with part of that budget is funding for marketing and tourism next year. I've already started telling people I can't commit to any advertising.
Can we ask?
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, Mr. Rhodes. Sure, Julia Leahy with the Carroll County Chamber. In regards to the tourism money, it is nice to know ahead of time. However, I'm getting requests to run ads in publications in January, February, March, and right now I'm just saying, I'm sorry, I can't commit. So we're just not gonna have any advertising of the county the first part of the year, but yeah, that's the only thing for us is that part.
But,
so.
I mean, even if it was 10 days, that doesn't make a material difference to those decisions.
I just missed the deadline yesterday, so yeah, it's okay. We'll be fine. So that's kind of where that came from, Beth. I appreciate it though.
Okay, Well, I was
I'm
thinking.
diverting a bill right now, so.
So,
Do we need to schedule the year-end meeting now, or do you want to do it at the December meeting? That's pretty tight for advertising, that's why I'm asking. Between the 21st and,
I'm more
yeah.
concerned about that right now. Can we
Yeah.
just say, so we're just doing it December
December
21st?
21st.
the 21st is fine
Okay.
with me, yeah.
And then the year end, we're off on the 26th, 27th is a half a day, so 28th, I need to probably have the commissioners and the council separately meet at the end of the year in case there are transfers. Sometimes you give me permission, but it's under $200 that you give me permission for. It's just in case there's something that really needs to come up
Mhm.
or be done. Additional should not be done then.
So a final meeting December 28th, is that what you're saying? Or were you asking?
What time?
But will that give you enough time, though? Because if we meet on the 28th, that basically gives you the 29th, one day, to do anything that would come out of that.
I'm gonna
meeting.
say the majority of the transfers and everything will be done on the 21st. I mean, the 28th will be things that come up in an emergency where we're entering claims and they don't have enough money in their budget, and we'll tell them to get a transfer in.
Mhm.
We'll have everything ready, and if you don't approve them, we'll just pull it before we write or process the check.
But if it's $200 or less, could,
That's what the figures that you've given me.
let's do
I
that
thought we
again.
upped that, I
Yeah.
thought we upped that last year. Do you recall that, Josh?
I kinda
Or-
thought we
or
did
Tracy,
too.
or
I
anybody?
kinda thought
To
we
what?
did.
I thought it was 5.
I thought it was
Five.
5.
500, okay, let's do that.
I thought it was 5.
So
We need a
I make a motion, or I move that we give the auditor the authority to make end-of-year transfers between now and the 21st, or well, between now and the end of the year, for any department up to $500.
Second.
Second.
From now on,
Getting more powerful all the time.
I don't care to do that.
Well,
So
you-
if there
you-
is a one that's in question, I will.
This is what we talked about last year. If you don't want to, we're not
I was
obligated.
gonna
you
say,
to.
we're not
Yeah.
mandating
But
you
you are
to do
having,
it.
my motion is to give you that authority,
Okay,
if you would
that's
like to
fine.
use it. If you would like to have it heard.
Well, if
feel
it's a
free.
weird one, I'm gonna give it to you.
Well, we
Please.
did that last year too. She also put it on, I mean, it was
Yeah.
still on our
Yeah.
paperwork.
Yeah.
And then, did that get ratified at the next meeting, whatever the next meeting was?
No, we gave her the authority to just do the transfers, and then we just asked that she advise us which ones she
Well,
should.
I
as
will
long as
tell
you're
you, I've got
advised.
one in there for a penny.
Yeah.
I won't.
I did not put it on him.
I don't have any change.
Okay, so we do have a motion by Josh Plew, seconded by Paul Ryder, to allow the auditor the authority to transfer up to $500 without council vote between now and the end of the year. Any other questions or discussion on that? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 7-0 with Doug Stoffer joining the meeting.
Hey, Doc, you snuck in here like a cat.
Hey, I even called.
You did.
Okay, so the next item I have is a transfer that's not on there, and it's $200 from the health department, so you're telling me I can just go ahead and do that? Would you like to know what it is? Education supplies to conference fees.
Sounds good, thank you.
Okay. Then I believe we're at the salary ordinance, and I did give you, notice the different color at the top. So you guys can know that this is next year's. I've worked on several of them, and my first deputy has helped me with, we compared notes on if we did the multiplication and everything correctly. Now, there's a lot of highlighted. The first thing that's highlighted is the part-time wages that I do not know what you want in there.
I'm fine with that range.
So I think we either deferred the part-time discussions today, or we said we're gonna leave it and,
We kept it at 11 to 15 and we upped the line at 4%.
That's my recollection as well.
Okay, well, I didn't have any motions or anything that day for
Okay,
that, so
Would you like me to motion that now?
it might
Well-
be a good idea.
Is that what everybody else recalls
Sure.
before a motion?
I don't think we really need a motion, and we're not ratifying the salary, we'll ratify the salary ordinance in whole, right?
Well, we gotta know what to put in here, but that's
I
okay.
mean, that
I'll
would be a
just
lot
leave
of
it the
motions if
same.
we have to
So-
go through this line by line and have a motion for everything.
No, it would be for all the
This
11,
is
15s.
for all of the part-time line.
yeah.
You've never done that.
I'm
Okay.
just,
So if that's the same, then the meeting amounts, I believe they stayed at $25, but I wanted to double check.
That is correct.
Yeah, I don't recall moving meeting fees at all.
No.
Okay. Deputy coroner. I know there was discussion there. I don't know what you ended up with. Right now it's at 60. I believe she wanted 100 per
I have
run.
down that we gave them 75 a run.
We upped the line by $500 from 2,000 to 2,500. And I also have wrote down that we are at $75 per run.
Okay,
That's what it is.
just double checking. Okay, then the next page, the special deputy prosecutor, that's not filled in because that is a state statute, and I just have not looked it up yet. Then I didn't, do yours.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think about this, like, that feels like trial expense, not prosecutor expense.
If you look at that line, it is travel expense. Let me show you.
Thank you, my dyslexia was kicking in.
That's okay.
I understand the trial expense, but run them by what you first brought up, Beth, I'm sorry.
Special deputy prosecutors, there is a statute that tells us what we're supposed to pay. And I know in July it went up, and so I'm determining that probably December it will go up every
Okay.
6 months. So I just haven't found where that
Yeah,
is yet.
Thank you,
And the council, I didn't mean to do this, but I skipped you for some reason. So that's the 4%, and I have not done that yet. Extra events on the custodian, I assume you're keeping that the same because you didn't change the part-time, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
There's some on the probation because we had changed it on the budget, so those are not done. I just want to double check on the jail. Well, first of all, paramedics, part-time and EMT. I need to know what you guys have written down in your books.
Just popping all over. Where you at now?
EMT, I'm going right down the,
EMS.
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 Oh,
139, 140.
so what was wrong with joint courts?
there's nothing, the chief probation officer, that's going to be changing because that's Justin's old, or what he would receive. I guess the public defender and the translators, I don't think that you change those either. The CASA, it's a grant, so I gotta get that off their grant for next year, which we have. And then the second deputy probation officer is different. So when I get that off, because we changed them around, because of the change around up there. So, unless you have a different amount, okay. Paramedic and the EMT part-time
We had left those as is since they were up dramatically before.
In EMS?
Remember, he had came, I don't think it was this year, but the year before.
Yeah, I think, I don't know that I asked for any increase in the rates, like the hourly rate, but
Uh-huh.
we did increase it
In
in
the
the
line.
line.
We did bump the line.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So the rate's good.
The rate stays the same.
Okay, so I can fix that, or unhighlight it. And then, I didn't have time to undo some of these, but, for the jail, the matron was 5%, and the jail commander was 5%. The rest, the correction officers were 10%, is that what you had?
That's what I have.
Okay. Animal control officer. I'm not sure why that was highlighted, so. Just some of these I didn't know, and I didn't have anything down for the prosecutor part-time.
The animal control, we just moved to 20,000. That's what I have with the budget.
So it'd be,
14,000, is that correct for the officer?
14,000.
That's what I have.
Yeah, that's the line number.
So I would,
I don't know what we did with the hourly rate, though.
I don't think we did anything.
Yeah, I don't think we did
We just
anything
got
either.
14,000
I think it's by the hour,
and we-
it's kind of on call.
16.59.
Yes.
no.
so, okay. I'm just, some of these I'm just double checking. And then the 4D prosecutor part-time, I did not have a change in my book,
No.
but I think you did talk about it, so.
We did for the administrator, not the prosecutor, from my recollection.
Correct.
That's what I had. So I'm just double checking, so that's not changing, or is it?
I don't think it is.
I was just going for 42 on that. I'm sure you two have it.
Okay. Custodian at the 4-H building is out of the 1115, is 1550. Are you leaving that the same, or did you want the range, or just need to know what to do?
Oh, is that one, 1550?
Yeah, why is it different
Remember
than the
that one?
range?
It is different than that.
Yeah,
Why? Because that's what they gave them last year, I don't know.
That's just one of those that we always have done it. I don't know why.
It's good.
I think it's
Okay,
unchanged.
that's good. Community corrections, that again is the grant, and I have not changed those figures yet, so. Cambridge, that was the part-time. Health officer again,